Investigative journalist Daniel Hayes received a mysterious key to room 307 at the abandoned Ashwood Inn. Ignoring every warning, he checked into the room and discovered strange messages, 3 mysterious knocks, and an old cassette tape left behind by a guest who disappeared 20 years earlier. The tape revealed a hidden passage behind the bathroom mirror. As Daniel entered the secret tunnel, he found abandoned suitcases belonging to missing guests and evidence that someone had been watching every visitor from inside the walls. Then, a mysterious voice called his name, and the hunt began. Now, let's continue the story. Daniel's blood ran cold. The voice had spoken his name. Not loudly, not aggressively. It sounded almost welcoming. He stepped back, keeping his flashlight fixed on the bathroom door. The room was silent again. His breathing echoed through the darkness. For nearly 30 seconds, nothing happened. Then his phone buzzed. Another message from the same unknown number. "Don't open the door." Daniel looked at the screen in disbelief. Before he could think, the bathroom doorknob began to turn, slowly. Once, twice. Then it stopped. No one came out, no sound, no movement, only silence. Daniel grabbed a heavy wooden chair and carefully pushed the bathroom door open. The bathroom was empty, no person, no window, no place for anyone to hide. Yet the mirror was covered with fresh condensation. Someone had written 4 words across it with a finger. "Look behind me." Daniel slowly reached toward the mirror. He noticed something strange. One corner of the mirror wasn't attached to the wall. He pulled gently. The entire mirror swung open like a hidden door. Behind it was a narrow passage made of old concrete. The air smelled damp and rotten. Dust covered the floor. But one thing immediately caught his attention. There were fresh footprints. Someone had walked through the passage only hours earlier. Daniel switched on his body camera. "Whatever happens, keep recording," he whispered. The tunnel stretched beneath the hotel walls. Every few feet he found old objects, a child's toy, a broken watch, a woman's necklace, a wallet with no cash, all of them covered in dust. Then, he found something much worse. Dozens of suitcases, each tagged with the names of missing hotel guests. Some dated back more than 30 years. Daniel quickly photographed everything. This was proof, real evidence. The disappearances weren't just rumors. Someone had been collecting the belongings of every victim. As he continued deeper into the tunnel, he discovered an old security room. 6 dusty monitors lined the wall. Most were broken. One was still working. The black and white screen showed a live camera feed of room 307. Daniel stared in disbelief. The camera wasn't inside the room. It was hidden inside the wall, watching anyone who stayed there. Then the monitor flickered. The image changed. Instead of the empty room, it showed Daniel himself, standing exactly where he was. But something was wrong. The Daniel on the screen wasn't alone. Behind him, just a few feet away, stood a tall man wearing a dark coat. His face couldn't be seen. Daniel spun around instantly. No one. The tunnel was empty. He looked back at the monitor. The man was still there, standing perfectly still. Then, the figure slowly raised one hand and pointed toward Daniel. At that exact second, a deep metallic door slammed shut somewhere inside the tunnel. Bang! The lights went out. Everything fell into complete darkness. Then, footsteps. Not one pair, several, slowly walking toward him from every direction. Daniel tightened his grip on the flashlight. The footsteps stopped. A whisper echoed through the tunnel. "You found the truth?" A second voice answered. "Now you can never leave." The footsteps stopped. Daniel couldn't see anyone. The tunnel was completely dark. Only the weak beam of his flashlight cut through the silence. Then, a voice echoed from somewhere ahead. "Turn off your light." Daniel didn't move. The voice came again. Calm, cold, almost emotionless. "I've been watching you since you arrived." Daniel slowly backed away. Suddenly, his flashlight landed on a metal door. It wasn't old, it looked new. Someone had been using it recently. He carefully pushed it open. Inside was a hidden office. Unlike the abandoned hotel, this room looked modern. Fresh coffee sat on the desk. Security monitors covered one wall, every hallway, every staircase, every guest room. The entire hotel was under surveillance. Then Daniel noticed something terrifying. One monitor showed the hotel lobby. The timestamp read, "Live." The old receptionist wasn't standing behind the desk anymore. He was staring directly into the camera, smiling. Daniel's phone rang. Unknown number. With shaking hands, he answered. A man's voice whispered, "Now you finally understand?" "Who are you?" Daniel demanded. The man chuckled. "My name doesn't matter. But for 30 years, people have called me the caretaker." Daniel's heart pounded. "What happened to the missing guests?" Silence. Then the answer came. They were never supposed to leave. Daniel looked around the office. On a nearby shelf, hundreds of folders were neatly organized. Each one had a name, a date, and a photograph. Every missing guest. Inside the folders were driver's licenses, hotel receipts, family photos, even police reports. Someone had documented every victim for decades. Daniel grabbed several folders and stuffed them into his backpack. This was enough evidence to expose everything. As he turned to leave, the office door slammed shut. Bang! The security monitors flickered. One by one, they switched to the same camera feed, room 307. But something was different. Standing in the center of the room was Daniel. He wasn't moving. He wasn't blinking. He was simply standing there, staring into the camera. Daniel slowly looked at himself. The room was empty. So who was on the screen? Then every monitor went black. One sentence appeared in white letters. "You are the next file." A loud alarm echoed through the tunnel. Red emergency lights began flashing. Somewhere above, heavy metal doors started locking, one after another. The hotel had gone into lockdown. Then Daniel heard it. Not footsteps, running. Several people were running through the tunnel, straight toward him. He had only one choice: run. Clutching the evidence, Daniel sprinted into the darkness. Behind him, the voices grew louder. "They're not leaving this time." As he reached the end of the tunnel, he saw a faint light. An exit. Freedom. He pushed the old wooden door open, only to find himself back inside room 307. The door slammed shut behind him, and someone whispered, "Welcome back."